And good evening, everyone. Baxter here with Training with Baxter, and welcome to the Facebook Live session this evening. Hope you've had a very good day, and I hope you've had a very good week, as this is indeed the end of our week. It is if your Friday is your last day of working. If not, then Saturday's still yet to come, and it is too for many of us. But anyway, good to have you with here this evening. Good to be here with you. And I have a very important question here this evening I want to ask you concerning to, as you probably can tell, the word that I have here on the board is responsibility. And I want to talk to us about this evening. I learned something that I probably knew, but I forgot it, but then I might not have known it. But anyway, you kind of have that feeling about it. And the question is that I want to ask you is, have you ever felt like that you are in some kind of a mental prison? Because of the people that you are around or that are around you, that you feel like that you are responsible for. You ever feel like that? That you're just caught in this mental prison, you can't get away from it. And if that is you, my friends, as it was me when I realized these things, then I want to help you this evening with just one simple, small, teeny tweak, which many times can make the difference in many different things. Before I give you that tweak, though, and talk about it, you're going to realize how simple it is once I show it to you, is that there are some people that we are indeed, in fact, should be, according to my opinion anyway, that we are responsible for, okay, as the word here is. And that is that if we have parents that we have that might be aged or might be disabled or might be handicapped, then I believe that those we are responsible for until they get better or they either pass on to the next world. If you have children that you have chosen to have, to raise and to share and to mold them into being after you, you are responsible for them, in my opinion, as well. So that's the ones I want to point out that we are responsible for. But I'm talking about, my friends, are the people that you are around every day. You're talking about friends or co-workers or even family that for whatever reason they have chosen or are giving to you or to give into themselves or both, that they simply will not improve themselves to become better in this world. These are the people that I'm talking about. These are the ones here these are the ones who want to blame others or circumstances for their conditions. These are the ones who say, well, it's the weather that's the reason I'm like this. It's the government that's doing this. It's the economy that's doing this. It's because of Uncle Joe or how I was raised over here or what happened over there. Different things. Whatever it is, they're blaming somebody else for their condition. They simply will not allow themselves to grow. These, my friends, are the people who, in fact, what they can do is that they can destroy your self-image. They can destroy your self-respect. They can even destroy your relationships that you are trying to have an involvement with. If you're married and your children and your parents, and they can even destroy all that. They can even destroy your health if you allow that to continue on in that mental prison. And I know because I can say that because I was there. And I probably still am to some degree. I'm working on that. And that's why I want to share this with you, because it is something that I found to be vitally important. Is that we need to realize these things here. And so they can destroy your physical health. And what happens is that when we take on people that we feel like that we are responsible for because of the condition that they're in, and we want to, because we have a big heart and we have empathy for them, and we want to try to work with them and help them out and get them on their feet and get going, and somewhere along that road we become like we are, if I leave, what's going to happen to them? What will happen? How will they handle this or how will they handle that? And so then we become bound to them in our own mind, and we think, when can I let go? Can I let go? Those are questions that we ask ourselves, and therefore makes us in that mental prison that I started out with in that question, because now what do? How do I get rid of that? You know, we arrive at that conclusion through these things. So when do I let go? And so we are stuck with them. Okay? So here's what we have to do, and I hope I'm really going to explain this here well to you. It's very simple, but yet sometimes we make it so complicated. So here's what you have to do. First thing we have to do is to understand that there is indeed a vast difference between who you're responsible for and who you are responsible to. That's why I got them on both sides of the board, because there is this huge difference in who you are responsible for, and as I said earlier, who your children, maybe disabled parents or that kind of thing, those that are, you know, to my opinion, you are, but then the rest of them is who you're responsible to, and even the ones you're responsible to, you're not responsible for. This here too simply says that there is somebody who has given you authority over some of their stuff, and they expect you to respond to them, and you're held accountable, if you will, which is responsibility to them, to give them answers about what's going on. You are not responsible for them. Understand the difference? To and for. That's the real trigger, my friends. We need to get into our heads that we are not responsible for all these here other people who suck the life out of you. You are responsible for you. You are responsible for your feelings. You are responsible for your results. You are responsible for your happiness, for your retirement, for your emotions, for your health, for everything about you. You are responsible for. So in other words, if none of these things are right, if you have no happiness, then you're responsible to go out and fix that. If the results that your money is bringing in is not good enough, then you are responsible, or you should take responsibility to go out and to fix that. If your emotions, which is what I'm talking about here, that gets in our way is not correct, then you need to take responsibility and fix that by understanding who you're responsible for and who you're responsible to. And you are responsible for yourself. And that's what I had to come to realize, because I have a big heart. I have a lot of empathy for people. I want to help people. Just listened to a guy a few minutes before I came on said the very same thing, that he loved to help people succeed, even to the point that sometimes he fails himself. And I thought the very thing that I'm telling you here now is that we love to help people, but it's not good. It's to our detriment. It's not a good thing. Because if you kill yourself, how can you help others? If you do not progress yourself, how can you help others? You end up being on the same level, the same plane. And in fact, what you're doing is you're creating some other problems, my friends. You cannot take care of yourself until you take care of that situation and getting yourself out of that mental prison. Because you're so focused over here. You can't move ahead. You're tied down. You are responsible for yourself to move yourself ahead. So just to be clear, as we come to a close of this here this evening, just to be very clear, my friends, is that it's a simple, small understanding. This is the difference between saying, I'm struggling all the time with this, or I'm having a challenge with this, okay? Subtle change of words, but a huge effect upon how you think about yourself and how you think about your mind and the way you treat yourself and the way you treat those things of challenges or struggles, or responsible for, or responsible to. Small, small things, and that is you are simply responsible for you, and that is it, under the circumstances I have described in this video. And another thing is that we cannot make anybody do anything they do not want to do. And what happens when we really do try to do that and take on responsibility for them is we're now destroying them. Because we're not saying, okay, get off your butt, get on your feet, and let's go, and and take care of yourself. They tend to sit down and do nothing. Because, my friends, there are many people in this world that are happy where they are. And that's fine. If that's their choice, that is their choice. But if you stay and try to help them out, then you are not moving ahead, and you are not responsible for them. You are responsible for you, just as I am responsible for me. I am the one who has to learn these things. And for myself, I'm the one who has to push ahead. You are the same way. You are responsible to others, but that's a small amount. Even that is a small amount. So if you are responsible for others, you are destroying them. And I realize I'm repeating myself now. So you're holding them down. Sometimes we have to cut the apron strings, give them the boot out the door, whatever it might be. It's there. It says, get out here and learn how to live and move yourself ahead. And if they don't want to, then that's on them. It is not your responsibility to make them grow up or to make them do whatever, my friends. It is your responsibility to affect yourself. And the more you affect yourself to make you get better, then that in itself will show others they can do it as well. So take responsibility for yourself. You know, as Brian Tracy said years ago, or somebody probably even said it before him, but I know that in one of his book, 100 Unbreakable Laws of Business, is that you are totally responsible for the things that you do in your business, and you alone. And nobody's coming to help you. You have to do it. My friends, I hope you found value in this. I hope I explained it well enough to get that point across to you, as I am still working on this myself and learning more about it and learning ways to handle, to remove this who I think I'm for away, because it can indeed hold you down. And you can't move ahead until you get that out of your way. It's like a glass wall, a mental block that says you can't move ahead because you're responsible for these. And that, in fact, is not true. Please understand that. You are responsible for you. I hope this helps. Please leave a comment below. Share it with other people if you found it helpful. This is Baxter with Training with Baxter. We'll see you next time.